These flocked to the Grove today for a special surprise from the pop music phenom. Stick around to find out what fans lined up for.
Annenberg TV News is next.
The point here is that the university preemptively made a decision not on the basis of safety, but on the basis of potentially other factors that I think impedes on my freedom of expression.
That's the 2024 valedictorian barred from speaking at next month's commencement ceremony. Hi, I'm Hanah Abualhaj.
And I'm Makayla. Idelburg. Tonight, Aseneta Basum is speaking out. She says she feels like the university has abandoned her.
I think the thing that is at the core of this is that it's not about my speech, right? And reinstating my speech is only part of the battle here. I think something more important to consider is the implications and the social commentary behind this decision and what it points to in terms of the university's values. And I'm continuing to hope for the university to reinstate me as a speaker. I'm not going to consider a plan B, and that is my commitment and that is my due diligence towards the communities that see me as a symbol for their community.
In a statement to the USC community yesterday, the provost said, quote, "To be clear, this decision has nothing to do with freedom of speech. There is no freedom of speech entitlement to speak at a commencement. The issue here is how best to maintain campus security and safety, period."
Students on campus also weighed in on the university's decision.
I don't agree with the university's decision on canceling the valedictorian speech. Other universities could also look at it through the same lens and also follow the same decisions that USC have, which can be problematic.
It's kind of selfish to the university. I mean, they said they lack the resources, but it just kind of seems a bit insincere, not only to the speaker herself, but the graduating class. If there was concerns to what she was going to say, that the university, they should perhaps have spoken to her and, kind of laid out some ground rules.
This is supposed to be a place where everyone can freely speak their minds, and we're here because we want to contribute to the world and to society. And now it feels like if USC is more focused on what they think the general public is going to like, it's just like a slap in the face for everyone who's fighting for a voice.
A letter signed by 28 student organizations says, quote, "As students of this university, we are beyond outraged and ashamed at the administration's decision to bar our valedictorian from speaking at our upcoming class of 2024 commencement and emphatically denounce this decision and the repressive sentiment it embodies." In a statement posted on the Chabad Jewish Student Center Instagram, Rabbi Dov Wagner says, quote, "I have nothing against the valedictorian as a person, and I am impressed by her academic achievements. But being chosen as valedictorian is an honor that expresses the university's pride in the chosen student as exemplary for the entire student body. This selection has caused great distress to students in our Jewish community and beyond." A friend of Aseneta Basum says she found the university's decision, quote, "really disappointing." She wants to remain anonymous out of concern for her family's safety.
I know that she is not a person that is anti-Semitic in any way, because I feel like a lot of people are conflating anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, and they're not the same thing. It's been very painful for us to watch because we know her as a person and we know the type of person that she is. And I also found the email that we received yesterday to be really disappointing because they ended it saying that they're going to reconsider over the summer how they're going to choose the valedictorian, which I took in a sense as them saying that maybe she shouldn't have been selected in the first place.
The USC chapter of the AAUP, or American Association of Undergraduate Professors, expressed disdain over the decision. The professors released a letter saying that framing it as a security issue is, quote, "disingenuous." The DPS is California's largest private security force. It strains credulity that DPS, in coordination with the city and law enforcement, if necessary, could not fashion a secure environment where the valedictorian could deliver her remarks. A Gould Law professor also weighed in.
What happened to this valedictorian is what an actual heckler's veto looks like. That is preemptively shutting down speech because of unnamed safety concerns. It makes it very easy for hate campaigns to silence people on our campus.
A letter from Dornsife professors reads in part, any public event of this kind poses a security risk, and we are grateful for the work our colleagues do to keep our students, their families, and the wider community safe. But we do not believe that security concerns should serve as a pretext to decide which sorts of speech will be allowed on campus. The letter is continuing to garner support as it circulates among faculty members. The university reportedly had 70,000 attendees at the 2023 commencement ceremony and expects similar turnout this year. With the size and scale of the festivities, the university says these celebrations are the most difficult time of the year for the Department of Public Safety.
We've never had anybody or any group of people express grievances with anyone who is going to be at commencement, and we've certainly not had the volume that we've had here. And because of that, it was not just about our valedictorian's safety and her family's safety, but it's the 70,000 people that come to campus for commencement.
The university cites these large numbers as being a main reason for removing the valedictorian speech from commencement.
You need more than just good grades to be the USC valedictorian. The honor goes to a student who is also very involved in campus life. All applicants must have at least a 3.98 GPA. A candidate must submit a quality essay and go through a personal interview. The other deciding factors are units completed, contributions to the community, and how challenging their degree coursework is. The valedictorian speech is a tradition that dates back to 1884 and the first class to graduate at USC. The very first valedictorian was a woman.
Recently, 3 students were expelled from Vanderbilt University following a sit-in. Protesters were demanding the administration restore an anti-genocide referendum. The university issued a statement saying the gravity of the situation and these outcomes weighs heavily on those of us charged with carrying out our responsibility as leaders. We fully understand that student choices and decisions can lead to serious and costly consequences. The Columbia University campus continues to be rocked by protests over hate speech and the Israel-Hamas war. The president of the university will speak about protests in a congressional hearing tomorrow. In an official statement, Columbia's president says, "It is not the responsibility of Jewish people to eradicate anti-Semitism. That is a job for all of us. We must urgently and relentlessly fight this terrible form of hate." Columbia's president will be grilled by the same House committee that questioned the presidents of Harvard, UPenn, and MIT. Last December, following the hearing of the president of UPenn and the president of Harvard both resigned. Unlike the other university presidents, Columbia's president will have the advantage of knowing what questions were asked at the December congressional hearing.
Jury selection continued today in Manhattan in the case against former President Donald Trump. He's facing 34 felony counts for allegedly falsifying business records to cover up hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The first 7 jurors were seated today. 11 more jurors need to be kicked, including 6 alternates. Many jurors were dismissed because they said they couldn't be fair. A man identified only as Chris from Texas is one of them.
Being from Texas, I feel like I have unconscious bias, even though I may not agree at some time. Just wanted to make sure this case was presented in the best possible place. And I don't know if I can set that unconscious bias aside.
Court resumes on Thursday when jury selection continues.
LA is already preparing for the 2028 Olympic Games. Mayor Karen Bass predicts the Olympics will be a big economic boost. She talked about that and other issues during the State of the City address.
And we all know that the Games are a massive endeavor: transportation, security, business, housing, sustainability, and so much more. But we have to zoom out for a minute and realize that the Olympics are about opportunity.
Mayor Bass says the Games will promote the building of a newer and better city. Critics don't agree.
So what we've already been seeing is these really horrible sweeps of unhoused people. What happens is the cops want to clean up the city. They want to make it look nice and neat for all the tourists that come in, instead of actually dealing with our problems and figuring out how to get people in houses. We've just been, the police have been just arresting people.
The mayor is still working on her plan to end the homeless crisis. Operation Inside Safe is converting motels into temporary housing.
After a weekend of rainy weather, it's starting to feel like spring in LA. Let's take a look at what Angelinos are up to today. Over at the Grove, avid Taylor Swift fans visit her pop-up library curated by Spotify. The library features a unique poetry collection and items will be added daily. Fans have until Thursday night at 9 to visit the library. The event leads up to the release of her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, scheduled for Friday.
I got in line at 7:45, but I left Orange County at 6 a.m. I didn't think it was that bad. For the line getting there at 7:45, there's probably like 30 or 40 people in front of us, and then it moved pretty fast once we got in there. So we were like part of group 2. I'd say they stopped a couple times, but it went pretty fast. So every book or nook or cranny, or there was a globe that had a nail on Florida, and so there were all these like hidden clues and secrets. There was like puzzle pieces and typewriters and all kinds of really cool intricacies.
Today marks the first day of the inaugural Sign Light International Film Festival. The event showcases films and documentaries that explore the deaf narrative. These films are made by deaf filmmakers for deaf audiences. The film festival runs all the way to Saturday. That's all for today's Look Around LA. Be sure to get outside and enjoy the sunny weather.
Coming up, we introduce you to another unique LA restaurant to put on your radar.
Workers at the Taco Bell on Vermont are protesting for a safer working environment. We talked to striking workers about their concerns.
And 2 Trojans from the women's basketball team are going pro. Stay tuned to find out what awaits them in the WNBA.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and Podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo, we have it all.
Dímelo, we have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
You got it, you got it, you got it. Who we are. Who we are.
California recently raised the minimum wage for fast food workers from $16 to $20. But this increase in pay doesn't solve what many say is an unsafe working environment. Employees at a nearby Taco Bell walked out in protest, leaving the restaurant empty.
We're striking for safety and more safety measures, as well as training for every single worker across the world. Anybody could come in here, anybody. Homeless, whoever it is, killers, they could just walk in.
With security guards or a lack of security on the job for these fast food workers, and we need to continue to have a voice on the job. Fast food workers are predominantly women of color, and they're sexually assaulted on the job regularly, and they don't know their rights, or managers are not allowing them to call the police.
We reached out to Taco Bell corporate for comment and did not receive a response.
In other news, last night marked an exciting moment for USC women's basketball. The Trojans' very own Mackenzie Forbes and Caitlin Davis were picked in the 2024 WNBA draft, but is going pro all it's souped up to be. Forbes was 28th overall pick and will stay in Los Angeles with the LA Sparks, while 35th pick Davis is switching coast and joining the New York Liberty.
The WNBA struggled for a lot of years, and so if you don't have that sponsorship revenue, you don't have that advertising revenue, you're not able to afford those players. But if you plan it in a market where there's not anything else to do, then you will grow this league.
WNBA players make over 100 times less than their NBA counterparts. Number 1 overall pick Clarke will only make around $76,000, while the number 1 NBA rookie last year earned about $12 million. For Forbes and Davis, those numbers are much lower.
I would assume that, yeah, because she's like one of the most known names. So I would say like probably over $1 million.
I, of course, wish they were making more money, because I think if you're at that caliber of a basketball player, you deserve to be compensated a lot more. But I think it has to reflect the business model that they're, and the profit they're making too. So it's a tricky situation, definitely.
Each year, a WNBA player's salary is expected to increase by 3%, but this increase is not effective in closing the gap.
And take a look at that gorgeous weather outside. Senwin, please tell me there's more sun coming this week.
Well, Hannah, I'm happy to tell you there will be more sun coming this week. Welcome back to Weather with a Winner with yours truly, Senwin Pareja. As we get closer and closer to the end of the semester, I know you felt it too. That summer weather is finally hitting. And after months of will it rain, will it not rain? This week is bound to bring a breath of fresh air. But first, let's take a look at our current conditions. We are at 73 degrees with mostly clear skies, so, you know, it's taking a little while longer for LA to cool down after a hot day. But really, it's not so bad. You tell me as we check out our 5-day forecast. What? That is crazy. It's like I don't even recognize Los Angeles anymore, because on a Wednesday, we're going to start on a high of 76 and a low of 54, enjoying those mostly sunny skies. Going into Thursday, dropping down a few degrees to our high of 73 and a low of 56, enjoying partly sunny skies, but not to fret, because the rest of the week we are going to stay in those nice warm 70s and enjoy every last drop of those mostly sunny skies until we end the week on Sunday. So there you have it, Trojans. We are coming to a close with the semester, and that summer weather is definitely here to stay. But don't check out just yet. We still have finals in the next few weeks. Until then, enjoy the sun while it lasts. Chris, what's going on in sports?
Thanks, Senwin. Stay tuned for a live update on the NBA play-in tournament. And find out which Trojans are heading to the WNBA. Finally, which Trojan track star has an NCAA leading jump?
Bonjour, je suis le grand musique.
Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking, and no, these children aren't French, they're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the Parent's Guide and Answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. and the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max, I guess. Obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Bubba Max, a whole new kind of bubble.
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Adia Clarke.
And I'm Chris Ajose-Nixon. Today at 4:30, the Western Conference play-in game between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Los Angeles Lakers tipped off in New Orleans. And here's our most recent score update. The Lakers are currently up at 10 at halftime. As you can see, Zion Williamson had a big first half with 20 points. LeBron and D'Angelo Russell each with 15 for the Lakers. The winner of this game becomes the 7th seed and plays the defending champion Nuggets in the first round. The loser will face off against the winner of Warriors Kings for the right to become the 8th seed and play the OKC Thunder in round 1. That 9-10 game starts at 7, and it's a rematch of the first round matchup from last year when the Warriors beat the Kings in 7 games. Keep in mind the West has been a great conference this year, so even though these teams are all low seeds, they could definitely be dangerous in the playoffs.
Last night, the WNBA hosted the 2024 WNBA Draft in New York. With the first pick, the Indiana Fever selected Clarke. The night was filled with lots of exciting moments, with 2 Trojans going pro. After helping USC win the 2024 Pac-12 Tournament Championship and leading the team to a historic Elite 8 run, graduate student Mackenzie Forbes was drafted 28th overall to the Los Angeles Sparks. Named the most outstanding player at the Pac-12 tournament, USC's second leading scorer and top 3-point shooter and assist leader, Forbes heads to the Sparks, coming off an exceptional collegiate career.
Hey Trojan fans, it's Kenzie Forbes here. Thank you for your support all season long. Super excited to get started on the next step of my journey and excited to be staying here in LA. So y'all got to pull up to the Sparks games. Fight on.
Caitlin Davis was also drafted in the 3rd round with the 35th pick. A 2-time All-Ivy first-team honoree while at Columbia University and key contributor to USC, such as her season-high 16 rebounds in USC's Pac-12 semifinal win over UCLA, Davis finds a new home with New York Liberty. Of course, Iowa's Caitlin Clarke was drafted 1st overall. Cameron Brink from Stanford heads to the Los Angeles Sparks. Camila Cardoza from South Carolina to the Chicago Sky. Rickea Jackson from Tennessee was drafted 4th to the Sparks. And J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State heads to the Dallas Wings. Just a week ago, some of these athletes were wrapping up their collegiate careers in the NCAA tournament. Now they're drafted and the WNBA season starts in just 1 month. Chris, what do you think about this quick turnaround for these athletes?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the schedules, I kind of thought I was reading something wrong when I saw that. I mean, they just played the national championship game about a week ago, and here they are. Had to immediately, Camila Cardoso had to get her parade in, then head to New York City. It's really fast for them. And I think what you can look at is those rookies may have some slower starts coming off of just finishing their season like a month before the next one starts. So.
Yeah, my main concern is a lot of them were also seniors. So what that looks like, wrapping up with school and then moving into the WNBA. And I know that the transition for some people last year, like a lot of them, got drafted, but they couldn't handle the transition. So I think in terms of, the WNBA, they should definitely consider maybe a longer period where they're able to actually transition.
Yeah, I think it's tough because their season starts so early in the summer. They'd have to, mess around. I didn't think they try to keep it in the NBA off season, but it gets tough there. But hopefully the players do get to finish their classes and everybody can graduate and then make the full transition and move on to the next level.
Right.
Yeah. The MPSF volleyball semifinals will start tomorrow at the Galen Center. The first match will be Concordia Irvine against Grand Canyon. Today, sophomore outside hitter Dylan Klein was named to the all-conference second team for the MPSF. It was the second selection of his career, and the Trojans went 3-9 in the conference, finishing as the 6th seed, so Klein will have to try to lead USC to an upset win over BYU. BYU and USC split their matches this season a couple weeks ago at the Galen Center, losing the first one in 5 sets before bouncing back for a 5-set win the next day. If the Trojans do pull it off, a matchup with the 1 seed UCLA is likely what comes next for them. Either way, both winners tomorrow will play their semifinal matches on Thursday.
USC track and field competes this weekend at the Mount Sac Relays in Walnut, California. Long jumper J.C. Stevenson heads into the meet with the NCAA leading long jump of this season. Earlier this month at the Texas A&M 44 Farms Team Invitational, JC Stevenson won the men's long jump with a wind-aided personal best of 8.37 meters. Here's what JC Stevenson and jump coach Peters Mayer had to say about Stevenson's NCAA leading jump.
The jump felt amazing. Like, just to have the mark, that felt amazing. I didn't really think the jump was going to be that far because it felt really good. Like, I just didn't think it was going to be that far. But this guy knows what I've been through, so the jump, it just felt like the best feeling ever.
You know, we've had a lot of fouls along the way, but you never experience the highest of peaks until you've been in the lowest of valleys, and so that's what made it even more special for me, and I'm sure for him. And he went out there and he executed, and he never lost sight of what he needed to do, and I was just so proud of him.
Stevenson will compete on Saturday in long jump alongside his teammate Johnny Brackens Jr. Brackens Jr. won the U.S. indoor long jump title a few months ago.
And that's it for ATVN Sports. I'm Chris Ajose-Nixon.
And I'm Adia Clarke. What's up next, Hanah?
After the break, we'll take you to a nearby restaurant with an authentic menu of family recipes.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end of game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit-flavored snack.
When a business is open for over 75 years, it's not just a community staple, it's an institution. C&K Importing opened in 1948 as a Greek market, and by 1985, this family business had expanded. They rebranded as Papa Christos Taverna and have been serving authentic Greek dishes ever since. Chris is the heart and soul of Papa Christos. He started working at the market when he was just a boy. All of the items they carry here are imported directly from Greece. They use these same ingredients in all of their dishes, which Chris says follow their mom's recipe to a T, like the classic lamb gyro, grilled chicken kebabs, fresh Greek salad, and the lamb chops.
Coming here is like going on a vacation to Greece. You're going to see everything. Greece is surrounded by water. We bring in fish from Greece. All the little things that need to be done, we do and make you happy. You'll feel Greek when you leave.
Papa Christos also houses a bakery, which supplies Greek treats to Whole Foods and other grocers around LA. Their Sunday all-you-can-eat grill buffet is a great way to experience their near 8 decades of tradition.
Thanks, Liv, and thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Hanah Abualhaj.
And I'm Makayla Idelburg. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Thank you and good night.